This Money SOS series has seen us helping our readers who have been struggling with their finances during this tricky time. We have already helped people with a number of different financial issues, from looking at new ways to budget to people starting new businesses. As always, we're joined by Paul from Santander. Paul has worked in Santander's financial support team for 21 years, caring for customers in financial difficulty. Hi there, Paul.
Hi, Gemma.
This week we're meeting Jessica from Slough. Hi, Jessica. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you.
Great. So why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about yourself and what your financial situation is?
Before the pandemic, I was working on a cruise ship in America. In March, I had to come home. My contract was cut short because of the pandemic. And I came home and I was looking after my nephew. And at the time I was receiving universal credit because the performance industry was hit pretty bad. There weren't any jobs available. And I'm now doing promotional work and also extra work, so filming in movies, until I can start doing my own thing and get myself my own business at some point.
First of all, I'm really sorry to hear that you lost your job. But looking at the positives, you've now found yourself a new position, which is a really good start. So I think there are a number of things to be aware of when you become self-employed. For example, you need to be aware of how and when tax and national insurance is payable. But on the upside, there may be some expenses that can be offset against tax. At the same time, you're going to need to make your own provisions for when you're sick and you can't work. So I think first things first, we should have a look at setting a budget to help you manage your finances through both the good and the bad times. So figure out how much you really need to spend on essentials. And if you can squirrel away anything, then that'll really help you for the months where earnings are slightly tougher to make. Paul, how can Santander help?
So My Money Manager on the Santander banking app does show you monthly spends, plus an overview screen which details your monthly income and expenditure information and different card categories, so you can see where your money's actually going.
That's great. I mean, Jessica, how do you feel about that?
It's very helpful, so thank you. Just in terms of how can I make different streams of income while I'm looking to start my own business?
I think it's a really good idea to be thinking about your future, and if starting a business is what you want to do, I've got plenty of suggestions. So can you do anything as a side hustle while you're working? Because that's going to help protect your income and give you time to build up your business before you rely on it to make enough money. And it'll also help you win clients, because if you're able to work for a discounted rate before you're established, that will always be very helpful. And I recommend, testing out your ideas first before you splash your cash on building anything or promoting anything as well. And by the time you're fully launched, you're certainly going to need a safety net of some savings for those dry months as well. So also have a little think about if there are any skills that you need or training that you can do in your evenings or weekends, because if you're able to learn new skills for the business, then also regardless of the outcome, you'll be even more employable. Is there anything else you'd like to add, Paul?
On the Santander website, there are videos that might help you becoming your own boss. We have content on the person behind the business, taking the plunge, starting a side hustle, starting up on a shoestring.
I think also another good tip is that people say that you should have at least 3 months of living costs set aside as well. And maybe think about any organisations that could help you reach customers by partnering up with them. And remember, if you're going to need an extra pair of hands as you build up the business, it can take time to find good people.
To help further, we have information on the Santander website titled A Side Hustle Toolkit. This has information on the recipe for success, how to get started, making the most of your budget, and information on being more than just a business. Santander also work in partnership with PayPlan, who are able to give you free independent debt advice.
So Jessica, how are you feeling?
Yeah, thank you so much for your advice. I feel a bit more equipped now to actually go and start a business of my own.
Great. Well, listen, thank you as well. Thank you so much for your time to talk to us today, Jessica. I hope things go well for you, and thanks for all your help too, Paul.
Yeah, you're welcome. I'm glad I could help.
So for all those that are watching, if you'd like any more advice or support, please visit our website or our social media pages and the Santander Help with Managing My Money page to find out more. Bye.